Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Sock Talks with Joy and Sean, and a very special guest today, Mr. Tom Cinderella, Mr. Penn State. We are
Right. Go
going
Penn
to
State
win tonight.
tonight.
Yep, tonight, big
Thank
game,
you.
big game. So,
Sorry,
but
Callie.
anyways, welcome, Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome, Tom, to our call. And we love you. We love what you're doing, and I think everybody can be inspired by all your great stuff, greatness.
Oh, I was telling my wife earlier that I was going to be on your call today, and she said, "Shut up. You can't wait to hear what comes out of your mouth next." No, seriously, I'll tell you what, I am so grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak with you and your audience. Both of you going platinum this past couple of weeks. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're setting the benchmark and inspiring lots and lots of people, including me. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you,
Well,
Tom.
back at you, Tom. And
Yeah.
you're probably leading the gratitude consultant recruiting part of our business right now, which we all need to do more and a better job of. So that's kind of why we have you on. Kind of walk us through, how you set the appointment or how you get some interest, or you do the video first, you do this, and then how do you always talk about the gratitude consultant portion of our promptings?
Well, that's a really great question. I mean, how much time do we have? I mean, it's it's easy, but it's not easy. It depends on each individual with
Okay.
what they want to do. And I always like to come back to why, asking people why do they work their business? Because if they have a strong enough why, they can overcome anyhow. And I don't know if the two of you remember my story, but I used to own a big landscape company in North Carolina. And I had 24 employees at my height, but my problem was I made great money, but I had no time to enjoy it. I was a slave in my truck, running from estimate to estimate, getting jobs done, and I had no time to enjoy it. I think in 5 years, I might have had 2 vacations. I mean, I was pretty much exhausted. And my goal was to save enough money and leverage that equipment and personnel to be able to put in the stock market. I'm a stock market guy, and be able to retire one day and be able to live a life of luxury like you, Sean. You know, and I'm sorry. And anyway,
Come to the beach.
funny thing happened on the way to the retirement. It was called the Great Crash of '08. I don't know if you guys know what
Mhm.
happened, but
Yeah.
I mean, I got caught up in the meat grinder and I lost everything. And when I say everything, I actually became homeless for a few years after that situation. And right at the very bottom of it, where is it? I got a book over here. I read this book by Joe Girard, Guinness World Book of Records for selling automobiles. And I'll tell you what, in here, he marked out his business plan of how he built relationships. Little things make the big difference. He sent greeting cards,
Yeah.
and he didn't have a system. He was writing them by hand. And finally, he had to hire secretaries to do it. And I said, that's what I'm doing the rest of the way, because I lost a business because I was an advertiser and not a relationship builder. About a year later, after trying to write cards by hand, I found out about promptings, which used to be send out cards. And I was like, immediately, I knew I wanted to use the system. But I saw something bigger. I saw millions and millions of people that would want to use that. I didn't know them, but I knew I would find them. I didn't know the first thing about network marketing. And my gosh, did I make mistakes in the beginning? I was so bad, I wouldn't have joined me. I mean, that was terrible. Joy will be a testament to that. We've been in about as long as that, and she used to say, "Oh my God, that guy, is he ever going to figure it out?"
One of these
But
days.
but along the way, there were great people that mentored me. We have a wonderful training program, a great system. There's not enough time for all the accolades
Now,
for folks.
if do you share that what you just shared with us? Do you share that with people when you're going to talk to them about? Is that your story? I mean, we
It,
all should have one. That's your
yeah,
story. And
it,
what you,
it is, because especially in the last 2 years, the way everything's been revamped and the whole training. I mean, it has never, ever been better in the 15 years I've been involved, never been better than it's been in the last 10 weeks.
right.
It's like a brand new opportunity that nobody knows about. And it is the greatest thing in my mind since sliced bread. And so when people hear me talk that way, they're like, I'd be crazy if I didn't at least listen to what he had to say.
Right. And
And there
that's a
are
great,
plenty of people out there that are crazy that don't want to listen. Do I let it bother me? No. And so you asked the secret of how to be able to do things. I have a 3-ring binder here where I have business card pages that I'm very visual and tactile. Some people like CRM systems and spreadsheets and stuff. I'm not a spreadsheet guy. I'm a business card guy. I'm tactile, and I move these around like jigsaw puzzle pieces. When I go to an event, I get a card and I'm not looking to say anything about promptings, not a word. I'm looking to get a card, get a contact info, and if it has an address, great. If it doesn't have an address, during a text message, I'll find a way to get it or I'll Google it or whatever. Doesn't matter. And then a heartfelt card goes in the mail. Heartfelt, a true appreciation for meeting the person, how I look forward to getting to know them and figuring out why our higher power has brought us
and
together.
you're great at that. You really are
Well, I've had great people like you who've
great at that.
inspired me. Thank you for saying that. And then when I send that card, I don't try to message that person like 3 or 4 days later. We know that it takes time once it gets into the postal system,
Sure.
especially post COVID. It could take a week or longer for it
Right.
to get there. It doesn't matter. I wait 2 weeks. I give it time to get there, and then the biggie is I give it time to incubate. It sits on somebody's desk, and this is one that one of my teammates sent to me. And here it is sitting right here
Right.
on my desk where I get to look at it. And the key is then reaching out to people and not trying to go for a presentation right off the bat if they're ice cold. I've got to do something to say, I'd love to have coffee with you or jump on Zoom. I'd love to learn more about you and what I can do to help you advance what you're working on. Some people are inspired and want to have that meeting. Some people aren't. It doesn't matter. Going through the process of one-to-ones will actually enhance what we're doing in building
Oh,
relationships.
sure.
Now, the key, and I learned this from one of the great networkers named Tom Big Al Schreider. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Big Al trainings. I've listened to Big Al for a couple of years, and he's brilliant. And a lot of times when we go to meet somebody, you know how it is. We can't wait to tell them all about us and what we do and everything. No, he teaches don't do that. Sit there, say hello, buy them a coffee or whatever, open the ears and close the mouth. And I just sit there and I listen to people. And they're so grateful because they're sitting there going, God, my wife doesn't even listen to me. Or I found somebody who's listening, and I take notes. I've got a journal where I write down information that they're telling me of things they're looking to do. And inevitably, toward the end, I'll say, well, what's your biggest challenge? And they'll tell me because I sat there and I listened to what they were saying, and they'll tell me what their challenge is. That challenge helps me figure out are they more customer focused or do they need to make money or both?
Got it.
It's really simple when we stop and just listen to what somebody needs.
But we're so excited to tell them what we do.
Yeah. Holding it back and being patient and just waiting. Like somebody message and they're telling me that they're struggling with follow-up. And I go,
Hmm.
struggling with follow-up. Yeah, most people, they really have that same problem.
Right.
I say most people, they start to go, wow, I'm not alone in this problem. And then I'd say, well, would it be okay if you had a solution to that? Who's going to say no?
Right.
Some people that are dead from the neck up, there's
Right.
nothing you do with them. They'll let them go.
I think the key right there, not to lose you off track here, the key right there is you ask them. You ask them, would you like to
Would it be
have a
okay?
solution? Yeah, would it
That is
be okay to have like,
yeah, that is a
yeah,
magic sentence that Big
yeah.
Al talks about. Did you know 97% of people will say yes to that question, regardless of what you put on the other end of it? I didn't believe it at first, but that's the number one sentence that I use with people. And so I get a
That's
lot of people
golden.
saying yes to at least looking at a presentation. And so I don't present on a first meeting. That's like Friday night at the bar and I'm asking somebody to get married. That's a little too quick. And they're like, won't you even buy me a drink first? You know? And I see Sean laughing. He's like, oh my
It
gosh.
worked in the past.
Yeah, but you're divorced on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for people that want to
Not a
get
jump.
divorced. I'm
Yeah.
looking for folks.
All right, we're getting off track. Focus.
Yeah. Joy, you
See,
told
and
me
I wasn't even involved with the conversation.
you told me he was going to do that. Anyway, we're having fun. I hope people aren't clicking off. Anyway, um, so from there, the next time when I go to present, I'm going to say, okay, great. And then I'm going to tell my story that I was telling about how, I went through all this, but now I have hope again because now I've got a residual income that's coming in that's helping take care. I mean, I don't know about you young people. I mean, I went on Medicare last summer. Medicare, do you believe it? I was just in college. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get to tell them I'm using my residual income to not only take care of my additional Medicare, but my supplement. I'm on the best Medicare coverage there is. And I'm using residual income to take care of it. Plus, I'm taking 20% of everything I make from all my business interests, and it goes into the stock market. And so now I'm going to be compounding that over years. And I'm diligent about doing that because there's an old rule in business. It's the old saying, you got to pay yourself first.
Right.
So I don't treat the earnings that come in from my networking business like lottery winnings. I'm taking the proceeds and investing it. I'm putting it back into my future. So it gets me back to where I was thinking about years and years ago when I had a big company and doing all that work and how I had a dream of getting to retirement. I'm back on track with that. Now it takes time to build that. The question is, are people focused in for 2 days or 2 months or 2 weeks or 2 decades? We're all on this call because we are decade-long people and committed to seeing this through. Like the great Eric Worre says, you'll see me at the top or dead on the side of the road trying. And there's
Absolutely.
no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my mind, there are 3 people on this call today that will be at the top.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So slow play the build a relationship. I don't want that slow play. That was bad. Build a relationship. Get them to the presentation. You've had them send a card.
No,
No, but I mean, you get to the have them send a card, or do you do
no,
video first?
almost 100% of the time, video.
Okay, video first.
What I'm doing is leading with the 6-minute video.
Okay, okay.
The
Okay.
6-minute video is the big picture. It is
Sure.
the vision that Cody has laid out. And because of not only the way I talk, it's like people who want to talk with me are predisposed for the opportunity. Now, I can go look for customers. Customers are great, but that will build a small check.
Sure.
And when I say a small check, nothing wrong with $1,000 or $2,000 a month in residual income.
But
I
add a
want
couple
2 or
zeros. That's always better.
300,000 a month.
Right.
That takes leverage in a team and all kinds of things, and being able to prospect and recruit to find the people who will find the people who will find the people. We're
Okay.
building a team.
Okay. So,
That takes a different mindset. Go ahead, Joy.
hey, so Tom, when you ask that question and they say, yes, I'm interested. So you just flip right away, say, okay, I'm going to send you a link to watch a 6-minute video.
It depends. I may have them on Zoom and I may say, let me show it to you right now. And I just share my screen and I take them right to my page and I show them the 6-minute video. Or
Okay.
I'll send that link to them, but I will not send it to them until they book a follow-up appointment.
Okay. That's where I was drawing next, is where that falls into play.
Right,
Yeah.
because the problem is if we send it without having the follow-up appointment, they're on that never-ending to-do list and we're chasing them forever. And I hate chasing people.
Right.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Nobody I know likes doing it.
Yeah.
So from there, it's very binary. It's very simple. Are you a 1, 2, or a 3? Now we know both that there's only 1 and 2 on there. 3 is somebody who's not interested. I'm glad to get 3s.
Right.
Glad.
Don't
Thank you
let me
very much.
change.
It wouldn't call it an opportunity if everybody wanted it.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then from there, they're telling me which avenue is more interesting. I'll even use that language. I'll say to them, all right, 1 is somebody who's a customer wants to use the system. 2 is somebody who wants to use it and make a few bucks. What avenue should I go down? And
Mhm.
they'll go down 1. I don't want to be a reseller, but I'd love to use it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's take a look. And I don't go right to the pricing page. I'll go down below it to show them the next series of videos. And
Mhm.
again, using tools to educate them on the process and what's involved. And then from there, after they've watched everything and I find out, are they casual? Are they premium? Are they 1? Are they 2? The tools help filter out to figure out which category people need to go in. And then it's like, okay, great. The next question is very simple. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
And they'll tell me, yeah, I'm ready to go or I need time. Either way is fine. All I'm doing is then setting up that next exposure. If they say ready to go, great. I'm going to enroll them, do some basic training, and then set a follow up to do some more advanced training. Make sure they're fully plugged in.
Okay.
Get them scheduled with their gratitude consultant.
Perfect.
I know it sounds easy because we've been doing it for a long time. The biggest thing, if you have new people on this call, you don't have to know how to do all this. Use your sponsor, use your upline leader. They know how to do all this thing. This is a monkey see, monkey do business.
Yeah.
You will learn just by watching them do it.
No, and I think what you said is use the tools. You don't want to be the expert. Use the
No,
tools. They're there for a reason because then somebody can go, well, geez, Tom can click a video and make me watch it, or he sent it to me and I watch it. I can do that. So no, great advice. Great advice. Well, perfect. All right. Well, get back to work. You got to get some work in before you watch your team tonight. So
That's good. Well,
I'm not
Tom,
going to
that is
say
it.
it
I'll
because
tell you
Callie
what,
might be watching this. She'll get upset.
yeah. I don't always take a lot of notes, but I've filled up quite a bit of notes here.
I do too.
You
Yep.
really gave us some great tips and great ideas. I'm so blessed to know you. We're so honored to have you on this call for us because we hope that this helps. We know this will help people. They just need to watch it, So you're a superstar and we love you and
I hope you recorded this. My wife doesn't believe me when I tell her.
It's recorded. Yes.
yeah, it's recorded. Next time I see her, I'll tell her too. So
Oh, good, good. Well, I'll see you guys out there in Salt Lake City for our prosperity. I know we've got February 1st. We're going to do an event online. I'll
February
be
1st, March
online for
1st.
that
right,
one.
right. And
And
another one March 1st. Was it
Yep.
March 1st? Is the other
Yep.
one? Yeah.
yeah, wishing you guys and all of your team and all the people watching this have a great 2025. Make 2025 your greatest year in business ever.
You
Absolutely.
got it. You got
Thank you,
it.
Tom. Joy, nice
All
seeing you
right.
again.
Thank you
Guys,
very
have a great
much,
weekend.
Tom. We'll
We
see you
are.
guys. Bye-bye.
Ohio.